Hello everyone, Jaime Mantilla here, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how I build this RFP Assistant, RFP Agent, which is also request for proposal. These are normally used by consultancies, consultancy firms or service providers. So this is something common that is normally used, and I build this just as a prototype to show you that everything is possible with AI. I didn't write a single line of code. All I did is use prompt engineering to be able to gather the ideas, to be able to generate sample data, to be able to generate the prompt to build the application. And then I use Cursor to be able to generate the code and create this tool. Okay. So again, just watch the whole video because I'm gonna walk you through what I asked ChatGPT, the questions that I asked to generate the app, to generate the samples and everything like that. So just don't miss out if you're not interested. No big deal. But this is for the people that are interested on learning how to code with Python or start into vibe coding to be able to create the ideas that you have in your head. Okay. So for this RFP consulting support, this is what I did. This is the first question that I normally ask ChatGPT. You could do whatever you want, but this is the way that I approach it. So if I have an idea, I normally ask it about, hey, what is X, Y, and Z? So in this case, an RFP, I was like, hey, are you familiar with RFP, especially with big consulting firms and service providers? So he gave me the explanation, right? Then I was like, hey, would you be able to generate a sample for this? So he kind of gave me a sample of what I was looking for. And then I asked, hey, can you try again? So he gave me another one, right? Then I was like, hey, it asked me, would you like me to take this into a different direction? I was like, yeah, I want you to beef it up a little bit, because it seemed to be like very, very simple, very small. So I wanted more of an enterprise application RFP. So that's what I asked here. So enterprise grade RFPs. So it generated these RFP. It actually gave me the option to download and everything. So before you do that, so it asked me, hey, I'll create a new RFP model after a full enterprise grade procurement teams. I heavily regulated. Should I proceed? I was like, hey, before you do that, explain section number 4, because that's something that I had a question on. And section number 4 was proposal requirements. Okay, so in this case, it explained to me what a proposal requirement was, as far as the executive summary, company profile, solution understanding, all that good stuff. And then it asked me, hey, would you like me to sample vendor response for these subsections? So I was like, yes. We probably need 4 samples, one for requesting, one for response. So that was more for a simple and enterprise level. So that's what I asked it for. And then I'm going to show you what those proposals look like on Word document. So again, I don't want to bore you with all the details, but I want to show you how I'm doing things. That way you can actually apply it for yourself. So I was like, hey, I would like to be able to download this in PDF. So it actually writes code and it generates what I'm asking for, and he generated these 4 Word documents. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in a minute. They're actually here. Like if I use Cursor, they're actually here. And for those that are not familiar with Cursor, this is Cursor.ai, which is actually a workbench for developers to be able to write code. But I see it as a workbench that is on steroids, because it uses LLM or artificial intelligence to be able to help you write the code. And I'll show you that in a minute. So again, if we come back here to ChatGPT, I keep on asking him questions. And then, hey, now with that in mind, I tell it, hey, now that you have all the context, right? Like I already gave it all the information that I'm looking for. So I'm prepping it to what is next. Now, my next prompt is to give it a personality, give it more context. And I say, hey, now with that in mind, so everything that we've discussed before, I tell it, hey, you're an AI expert and you want to build an app to be able to upload RFPs and supporting documents to generate summaries, strategy plans, FAQs, cover letters, and draft for proposals and SOWs. Would that be possible? So I always kind of ask it, hey, is this something that you can do? Will you be able to do this? Can you look into this? So, hey, he says, absolutely. This is not only possible, it's highly valuable AI application for a strong real-world demand across consultant, legal, procurement, and government sectors. So it gave me all the information that I need, what you're proposing, how it works, the architecture, everything like that. The tools to use is Python, LangChain, and Llama Index, LLMs, Streamlit, and Gradio. I use Streamlit, which is for the UI side of things. I could probably start doing something with Gradio just to see what it looks like, but I'm more familiar, and I've been doing more prototyping with Python and Streamlit, so that's what I'm comfortable with. So I normally go with that, and then bonus features. And it was like, hey, would you like a full MVP architecture, prompt samples, or app UI wireframe to get started? I was like, hey, that sounds great. Thank you. Please go ahead. That's all I did. So it gave me the prompt, and then I was like, would you like me to add? What would you like me to add next? Yeah, what is next? And then it says, great. Now that your core MVP is defined, here's the step by step. What is next is the roadmap to turn this into a functional polished app. Okay, so it gave me the prompt, it gave me the faces and everything like that. And then would you like me help implemented the multi-file upload with qualification? I was like, no, I don't think so. Don't think about monetization or scalability yet. Let's focus on MVP prototyping, Streamlit, and LangChain is fine for now. So you actually give it the context and you actually give it the features that you want. In this case, I didn't want monetization or scalability, anything like that. I just wanted like an MVP, which is a minimum viable product. And I gave it, hey, this is what I want, and that's it. Okay. Now I need to write a prompt. So it gave me the information. Now I'm telling it, hey, I need you to write a prompt so that I can feed it to Cursor.ai so that I can build it. Can you add all the details so I can get started? Okay. So again, I'm just giving instructions, right? That's prompt engineering pretty much. You're trying to give it as many details as possible. So think of you being the product owner, the app builder, or whatever you're trying to build, the creator or the one that has the idea, and you're giving these requirements to a developer. The developer in this case would be AI, the LLM, or whatever tool you're using. And this is the prompt that it came up with. Okay. It's pretty simple. Let me know if you want second prompt to handle chunk looping, exports to docs, features, etc. So then I gave it my own prompt. It took my prompt and it actually added what I wanted. Then it actually add the application. That's pretty much it. Okay. So with that said, I know this is the most boring part, but this is what has to be done in order for you to build something that is useful. Okay. So now all you have to do in this case, all I did in this case was to grab this prompt and I fed it into Cursor. I would have to load, let me see how much I have to load in order for me to show you where I started. And as you can see, I only click like 5 times, 7 times of all the information. This is all the history of what I did. I just giving instructions. It was just writing the code. If I didn't like something, it actually gives you instructions how to write the application and things like that. But let me just show you from the beginning, just to show you that I'm not BSing here. This is what I did. So I gave this, you are prompt engineering, and your task is to build an app using Python and Streamlit. Please use these solid coding standards to keep code organized and build unit tests to make sure that everything works as expected. Here's the app. I gave it the prompt, right? Gave it the information, which is all this information here. And I just click enter and it kind of went to work. Okay. So I'm just going to show you how it works. Now the application is running. And I'm going to refresh it. Before that, I wanted to show you what the RFP's documents look like. This one is more of the simple one, the light one. So, it's kind of gives you the instruction, the background. It's a transformation strategy for implementation partner. So it's more of an AI-driven project. It gives you the project objective, conduct a comprehensive AI maturity and infrastructure readiness assessment. It gives you the scope of work. It gives you the phases. It gives you the proposal requirements and so forth. It actually even generated timelines, generated evaluation criteria, budget terms and conditions, and everything else. This is the AI RFP response, which is what is required from the client to give more details. The company profile, solution understanding, technical approach and methodology. This is the team composition, case studies, everything like that. So this is more of the lightweight. And now I'm going to show you the enterprise AI RFP. And again, so it's pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit more detail. Again, it's more of it's an enterprise. It's a bigger solution. The budget may be higher, things like that. But again, this is what we're working with, and this is what I'm going to feed into the solution. And then that should do it. So this is the executive summary. Synapses system is in order to submit our proposal to support client company AI transformation. We bring 12 years of expertise in enterprise scale AI strategy, LLM integration, secure RAG pipelines, and multi-agent orchestration. So again, this is, I don't know, to me, this is amazing. That's why I love this so much, just because AI is here to amplify you, right? It's not here to take over your jobs or anything like that. It'll take over your job if you don't use it. I could tell you that much. But if you use it, all it's doing is amplifying what you're doing, okay? So with that said, I'm just going to refresh the application. This is what it will look like. This is what it starts with, right? So it actually gives me a section for uploading and preview. This is the analysis results, which is the other section. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop. Where is it? Oh, I close them. Hello. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back to open in my Explorer. And then I'm going to go back to the application. Not that, here. And then I'm just going to drag and drop. Let's do the enterprise. Drag and drop the enterprise documents. It gives you a preview of what the document has inside. And it actually gives you 3 options, right? So you have a generation of a cover letter, which is very important whenever you're sending a proposal. It actually gives you to generate a summary of the documentation that I provided, and it actually generates a proposal draft to be able to send to the client. So I'm going to start with this, with the letter. So let's say we're company ABC. Whoops, ABC. And my name is here. So I'm just putting my name for the RFP contact person. And I'm going to click on generate cover letter. Okay. Just give it a minute. As you can see here at the top, it's telling you that it's running. And that's just the way of Streamlit handling the work in progress visual for the user, okay? So if you give it a minute, I'm going to read some of the stuff that it generated. So here's the cover letter. It has, you just put your name, information, all that stuff. Yes or risk, BP, strategy, sourcing, client. So it actually gives you the placeholders for you to be able to input, and it gives you the option to download. So it says, hey, dear Mr. Rees, I'm writing on behalf of ABC to express our strong interest in enterprise scale AI RAG and autonomous agent enablement program as outlined in your request for proposal. We understand the client company Inc. is seeking a strategy partner to help define, deploy, govern, and scale AI across our enterprise ecosystem. These align perfectly with our expertise and experience in AI strategy, LLM integration, secure RAG pipelines, and multi-agent orchestration. Okay, I'm going to stop reading here, but that gives you the idea. You can pause the video and kind of read the rest, up to you. But then I'm going to continue with the generation of the summary, and then I'm going to show you the downloads. Okay, so on the generate the response, all I have to do is click. Like, I don't have to do anything else. And then it's going to get to work. And the idea of this is like you can actually create a GPT agent, right? But then on a GPT agent, you're going to have to do a lot of clicking and a lot of, hey, continue or do this or apply this or approve this or whatever. In this case, I prototype this into a more of a custom solution just because it gives you more personalization and it's easier to expand and scale, okay? So in this case, you have the cover letters that still existing here, and then you have the view summary of the actual proposal on the document. So it tells you the purpose of the proposal. So the purpose of these RFP is to find a strategy partner to help client, company, a Fortune 100 global conglomerate to implement their multi-year AI transformation strategy. You have the scope, which is the scope of services including AI strategy and discovery, architecture and infrastructure, rack implementation, agent framework, governance, privacy, security, training, and adoption of COE. The partner is expected to help establish a cross-functional AI enablement platform, implement production RAG pipelines, deploy autonomous agents, set up centralized AI governance, ethics compliance, and observability systems, and build internal capabilities. You have the deliverables, timeline, evaluation. So it kind of gives you the idea. That way you don't have to go to the whole document. Of course, you want to go through the whole document just to make sure that, for quality purposes, to make sure that you're not missing anything. But if you prompt correctly your agent, then you can trust it the majority of the time. Let's say 80-20, Pareto principle, where 20, like, it's going to save you time pretty much. So 80% of it is probably going to be good. The other 20, you just have to check and make sure that everything is up to date, right? So you have the information here. You actually have the budget. It's 1.1 million MVP, pilot agents 2.5, production scaling 4.7, training 1.2, etc. So these are multi-million-dollar projects, especially for enterprise. So you want to make sure you have all that information handy, especially if you need to prepare quickly or you need to be able to send these proposals in a timely manner. Okay, so AI is here to help you scale, is here to amplify you and help you be more efficient in the job that you're doing on the daily basis. Okay, so that is the summary. Gives you the opportunity to collapse, and then I'm gonna go ahead and generate the proposal draft. So again, you can see here the work in progress, and again, this MVP or this prototype is in Streamlit and Python. But if you want something that looks prettier, if you want a better user experience or whatever, this could be written on, Next.js or any other UI interface or framework that would help it, make you look better if that's the case, right? In this case, you want a solution, something that gives you an output. I understand that the look sometimes is good, depending if it's a client's facing. But as long as it has the functionality that you're needing, something like this would work even to start, and then you can invest later in something that is more aesthetic or better looking than this, okay? So you have the proposal draft, and I'm going to just, again, read a little bit of it. And it says, hey, Synapse Systems is pleased to present this proposal in response to the RFP for the Enterprise Scale AI RAG and Autonomous Agent Enablement Program. With over 12 years of experience in Enterprise Scale AI strategy, LLM integration, secure RAG pipelines, and multi-agent orchestration, we are confident in our ability to support client company AI transformation. Our approach is tailored to deliver rapid business value, secure deployments, and ethical AI adoption. Okay, so you have the technical approach. So our technical approach is divided into 5 phases. You have the discovery phase. I will conduct an enterprise-wide maturity assessment aligned with the executive and core use cases, architecture, to make sure that we establish a hybrid cloud, RAG pipelines with Langchain, Azure AI, Quadrant, and guardrails. You have the RAG delivery. We will handle internal documentation, QA, regulation, summarization, multilingual search, agent deployment, governance, pretty much it gives you all the details that you need. Again, behind the scenes, we have AI, and depending on what you prompt or what you give it is whatever is going to generate. So again, this is a very flexible solution. Right now, this is a more of something that I put together within minutes. But this can be modified as much as you want. You can give it context of your actually previous RFPs. More, you can increase the knowledge base by giving it more of your firm or client information. So that way it kind of knows that and it has it in memory to be able to generate better outputs. Okay. So team and experience requirements. You have the pricing strategy, the total all-inclusive cost of the project is 12.5 million. The timeline for this project will be detailed in the detailed implementation grant chart, etc., etc., etc. And I'm just going to show you now what I told you at the beginning is that you can actually have a Word document that you can actually modify further to be able to add your branding and all that good stuff. Or even you can actually start with, configure it to have the branding and everything ready to be able to output, and just have a human in the loop to be able to check everything for quality. Okay. So again, this is more of a draft. So you have the download the proposal. Just going to open it up here. So proposal draft gives you the generation date. Pretty much everything that I read on the proposal is here on the Word document. And again, this is here to be modified and be expanded. And then you have the download the summary. And again, you have the RFP analysis summary. You have the purposes, scope, deliverables, timeline, evaluation criteria, budget, and so forth. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I'm making this video just to encourage you and show you that this is possible. Anybody that is interested in breaking into tech or just riding the AI wave or just start getting into it, AI is not going anywhere. It's here to stay. It's here to amplify you and make you better. It is a great opportunity for you to start getting your hands dirty. Again, all you need is an idea and to start prompt engineering or sending prompts to be able to generate your ideas. You just want to make sure that you break things down to be able to accomplish what you want. And then if you don't get the right results, all you have to do is refine and repeat, right? So you continue to send the information that you need in order for you to be able to get the results that you want, and then validate the idea that you want it to build. Okay. So this is the RFP Assistant. Again, everything without coding, all using AI. And that's it. If you have any ideas, any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thank you.